What is the spiritual goal of the parent-child relationship? Wherever parents and children come together in a relationship, it is for the purpose of balancing karma and healing unhealed wounds from previous incarnations. However, aside from these souls, which make up less than 1% at this time, all other children are souls who came here to help balance their parents' karma. This partially explains the complexity of the relationship between parents and kids, which often has a severe dysfunctional dynamic at its core. Well, one reason is the longevity of such relationships. They are meant to last for at least a few decades, sometimes for a lifetime or until one of them crosses over. Even then, the impact lingers over a person's state of mind and emotions. Another reason is the entanglement in experiences and belief systems. Children are, in a way, forced to shape themselves around their parents' beliefs and lifestyles. Very often, deficiencies and dysfunctions are imposed on kids as well. Children have no choice but to absorb and internalize their parents' views and emotional patterns. The conflict between generations is often an attempt to balance out something that was distorted. Children rebel not because they are bad. This view was propagated by the control institutions throughout history, including religious and political ones, which extended to family and parental views on their own kids. The abuse many children have endured through the centuries needs to be healed and balanced. The mentality of spare the rod, spoil the child is the root of much evil we see on the planet today. Cruelty begets more cruelty, and hurt people continue to hurt others. The anger, like an inflammation running through the veins of our society, is a direct result of the brutality we inflict on our young ones. Every parent has a choice to repeat their upbringing and inflict more pain and trauma, or to heal it within themselves and see their children for what they really are, messengers of hope, love, and healing. Parental duties are to provide a loving and safe environment for the child to grow up in, offer loving guidance, and ensure their full potential can be unfolded from within. It is not so complicated, yet so many parental issues appear to haunt children throughout their entire lives. The most important job of a parent is not to make their children carbon copies of themselves. This may sound very basic, yet it is the biggest mistake that parents often make, trying to create a clone of themselves along with a set of unfulfilled desires and unrealized dreams. So many people literally use their children to make sense out of their lives, inflicting their dreams, aspirations, hopes and desires on their kids and forcing them to make them come true. The role of a good, mindful and loving parent is to embrace what is natural in the child and help develop it. In the eyes of the universe, a good parent is a loving and supportive energy, one who brings peace, faith in oneself and the world around. A good parent truly sees the child for who they really are. The law of cause and effect is at work in the child-parent relationship. What comes from the child back to the parent is a reflection of what the parent has created in the child in this lifetime or beyond. The more pain and abuse are inflicted on the child, the more of the same may be returned to the parent and the people around them for the parents to witness. There is no such thing as a monstrous child in the family of wonderful parents. It is the biggest myth of all. The only exception is a karmic connection where a parent is being served by the child, something that the parent has created prior to this incarnation. For instance, Japanese parents believe that the first 7 years of a child's life should be filled with joy, peace, and love. They are well aware that the brain of a young child is like a sponge, absorbing everything around them without any filters. This period of a child's life is crucial, and Japanese parents make the best of it by allowing a child to be a child. In contrast, Jewish traditional parenting beliefs differ significantly from the Christian approach towards children. This may be one reason why we see many successful artists, scientists, and businessmen of the Jewish descent. We must return to love as our most important foundation. Without it, there will be no strong, trusting relationship between a child and a parent. Children need to know at all times that their parents act in their best interest and not from egoistic, controlling motives. What can we say about the roles of mothers and fathers? How are they different, and what does each of them bring to a growing child's life? Conventionally speaking, different yet complementary roles are assigned to mothers and fathers to provide a child with a well-rounded type of care. A mother's energy is nurturing and loving, characterized by gentleness and softness, which makes a child feel loved, safe, and cared for. Mummy is often one of the first words a baby vocalizes, symbolizing life itself. A father's energy is one of protection, powerful guidance, and loving authority, meant to offer support, security, and help develop a sense of self. When these roles are developed correctly, the child is enveloped by the optimal external energy for growth and development. It's important to note that neither of these roles calls for domination, control, abuse, smothering, or condescension. Sometimes, even in conventional heterosexual parents, energy imbalances can occur. For example, a girl raised with predominant masculine energy may absorb this excess masculinity and identify herself as a tomboy, fantasizing about being a man. On the other extreme, she may reject the excessive masculinity and embrace a more traditional feminine identity. Sexual preferences and identities can also be affected in such situations. The absence of certain traits that we define as masculine and feminine can lead to a long-term damage. Humans are designed to have a balanced yin-yang flow, and any compromise or blockage due to upbringing can result in individuals striving to restore that balance. This might involve self-redesign to develop traits they missed growing up, and sometimes sexuality plays a crucial role in this process. Ultimately, our drive for balance is at the core of our experiences and evolution. Parents serve as powerful examples for souls adapting to a human experience. It's important to note that not everyone with same-sex attractions had parental deficiencies. The factors involved are often more complex. Healing is an essential part of our development, and we must embrace it in whatever form it presents itself.